let me say a special good morning to all listeners. Those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM dial. Good morning to you. Those of you viewing us this morning via GBN TV, Channel 7, Channel 11 or Channels 20. Good morning to you and welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Thursday, the 20th day of March. I must say Holy Thursday and so forth. Those of you who are of course, being part of the Easter activities already, gearing up for that. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us this morning. Usually on Thursdays, we do have reps from the RGPF. Actually, saw no one showed up this morning, so I was kind of waiting a wee bit. That's why we probably delayed a minute or two before starting the show up this morning. And so we're going to go directly into an open line edition after the point for today, which means you listeners and viewers, you have the option of calling in 4352041. You can do so via the WhatsApp, or you can call directly 4352041. Let's hear from you this morning. What's going on with you on the outdoors there, folks? Those of you at home, there's probably an issue that you want to speak about. Feel free to do so. You probably have recommendations for those in authority, and you want to speak about that this morning. Hey, I have a recommendation of something that we can do to make this beautiful island of ours, even better than the way it is right now. And you could feel free to do so. There's something that you may want to speak about. Feel free to do so. Good morning to those of you also listening and viewing via our social media platforms. YouTube channel. Good morning to you. The Facebook page. Good morning to you. Those of you also via GBN's webpage. Good morning to you also, and thanks for being with us this morning. So once again, we get up into an open line edition of To The Point. Feel free to give me that call, 435-2041. So we await your phone calls. Make sure all is in place, and it's a go for this segment. Good morning once again. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. Once again, good morning to those of you at home, and those of you who are gearing up for the Easter. Yeah, so Good Friday tomorrow and so forth. Those of you who already got your kites all prepared, I'm probably waiting for Easter Monday to do so. If it's your thing, I know friends who just have that passion, I would say, for that when that particular time of the year comes around to do so. All right, get those kites up. But sometimes you have to be a little bit, in a way that you show some compassion to others. Take them down when you finish. All right, don't leave them up all night. You know what a problem that could be for others. Let's take our very first caller this morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning and a very blessed day to you, sir.
Good morning to you once again, and same to you.
My concern is, are we going to ever have price controllers again, controlling the prices for goods in the country?
Price controllers?
Yes, they go around in the shop, you have the price list, and because to me, like every day, people just putting up prices and things, and a controlled price list.
Well, there used to be that. I'm not sure if there still is. As you said, probably, of course. Do you own a business establishment yourself?
No, I don't own a business establishment, but I go about buying stuff. Mm-hmm. And you've seen different prices, and today's one, tomorrow's the next one. Price just keep going up at their own discretion. People just doing their own thing. I don't know.
All right,
anyway, so, yes, that is one concern of mine. Price control needs to come back. As a child growing up, the shops still have the price control list in the shops. Even by the marketplace, the vegetable market, they still have a price out there too. So you could see what is the price and how much you're paying for it. And secondly, the obscenities. People just using it freehold. Costing any time anyway. When I was growing up as a child, I know people were charged for obscenities. You couldn't just be cursing bad word in the place like that. Something has to be done about that. Bad words, anyhow, big, small, everybody just using obscenity as that is the language of the day.
All right.
So I trust the police are listening, and even in the music they play, you were in the bus and they have these obscenities in the bus, and you say, well, all the morning this thing you're playing, and they feel what is a bus, and so that's my two concerns: obscenities in the place and price control.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much for your concern this morning, and certainly hope someone in authority is listening, and of course something could be done about that. 435-2041. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Pretty quiet. Well, when I say quiet, not quiet in the sense of not doing anything, but quiet in the sense, that you have a collective and a peace of mind in whatever you're going to do. So in other words, your level of consciousness is there. To whatever you're doing, you continue doing it with forward thinking. Anyway, however, earlier on, Gordon said that he would be on tomorrow with the conversation. Would you be on tomorrow too with To the Point?
Most likely, yes.
Great, beautiful. Let me tell you something. Gordon would just have to hand over to you, and so we could have about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of conversation with the Grenadian people.
All right.
I'll appreciate that. There's some little things we could like to look at and, touch onto it and open it up. And,
the opportunity is presented to you now. So, make use of it as it is now.
No, GT, I'm really busy now. I'm in the production. I just break from the production line to come to you. So we're going to hit it tomorrow, please. Thank you.
All right. Have a good morning yourself, sir. I understand you from that point. Anyway, 435-2041, 435-2041. Don't forget, folks, you also have the option of calling in via the WhatsApp, 435-2041. It's the open line edition of To the Point for this morning. We do have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
The lady who mentioned the fact who brought up the matter of price control. I also mentioned it one time, and I was told that the government has large poster boards for every store where the prices are listed. I checked in one store and I could not find it. So maybe what she could do is ask the government to really point out to her where these poster signs with the price control are, and then that will solve a problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your contribution also. 435-2041. If I could remember, it used to be hanging in shops and so forth back in the day. I haven't seen that lately. Even in the supermarket, you may have had the option of viewing the prices of items, and it vary from various districts and so forth. But haven't seen it lately myself. 435-2041. That's the number to call in if you want to be part of To the Point this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Folks, we're due for a first break. Let's take it. When we come back, we continue with the discussion here on Classic Radio GBN TV. Stay with us, folks.
Get ready for the most thrilling and captivating sporting event in the Caribbean, Carifta Games. Experience the electrifying atmosphere and witness the incredible talent of young athletes from across the region as they compete for glory and honor. Follow every throw, jump, and sprint on GBN television, live from the Kerani James Athletic Stadium. Action begins Saturday, March 30th, ending Easter Monday. Carifta Games 2024, live from the Kerani James Athletic Stadium on GBN Television. GBN's broadcast of Carifta 2024 is made possible by Glen, Guardian General Insurance, Choose Enterprise, TA Marisho Community College, M&N Hardware, and Real Value IGA Supermarket.
On Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the big parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash and bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register before March 31st. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
Grenada, get ready for the biggest live concert event of the year, Digicel Reggae Fest. Saturday, April 6th, National Stadium. Performing in Grenada for the first time in decades, the Wild Apache Supercast.
Sometimes some of them are rally back. We are road boy, you say we not take back no shot.
The versatile Busy Signal. Hitmaker Romain Virgo. pure energy of Anthony B.
Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody wants to.
Live from London, Maxi Priest.
Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
The strong one, Etana.
I'm not afraid. No.
With our very own Jefferson Ramirez and more. 7 amazing performers. One big stage. One night only. Saturday, April 6th, National Stadium. Get your early bird tickets now for only $120. VIP $500. Limited VVIP $800 at advertised outlets or online at gotofed.com.
Join us as we celebrate Get Grenada Swimming's 10th anniversary. Dive into a world of adventure and discovery from the 2nd to the 6th of April 2024 between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Get Grenada Swimming is offering swim lessons for children 5 years and older and adults as well. There are swim lessons being offered in all parishes in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Each lesson lasts for 1 hour. We have instructors eager to teach you. Swimming is not just a skill. It is a gateway to confidence, fun, and a healthier lifestyle. Our lessons are designed to welcome all from beginners to those looking to improve their strokes. All lessons are free. Register today via www.getgrenadaswimming.com.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's to the point here on Classic Radio. I know we did start it off the program this morning with an open line edition. We may have to put it on hold for a wee bit. I've been joined by my guests from the RGPF this morning. We have with us this morning 234 Sadia Tail Charles with us this morning. We also have Officer, of course, Juan Roberts with us this morning also. And officers, good morning and welcome. Not sure which department. I didn't get that information. My bad. I didn't get that information this morning. I'm assuming Community Relations Department is part of this, and
yes, it
both
is.
Community Relations Department. All right, so good morning to both of you and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, GT, and the listening public.
All right, that's the way to go. We're kicking off our conversation this morning, and of course, pertaining to this, there's lots coming up this weekend. We know it's going to be the Easter weekend also. We have Carifta games coming up and information it relates to that in terms of the overall protocol that the RGPF will be, of course, conducting. That information if you'd like to share with, of course, our listeners and viewers this morning. Officer Juan Roberts, let's kick it off in terms of information that we'd like to share with our listeners and viewers this morning that relates to Carifta.
Right. So the 2024 Carifta games will be held at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium here in Grenada. Now, the games will be conducted in 2 sessions on each day.
All right.
From Saturday, 30th March to Monday, April 1st.
Okay.
Session 1 in the morning will commence from 9 a.m. and conclude somewhere around 1 p.m.
Okay.
And session 2 from 4 p.m. to about 8 p.m.
All right.
Gates will open at 7 a.m. in the morning session and 2 p.m. in the afternoon sessions. All patrons must leave the stadium at the end of the first session. Persons, the Carifta game is an annual event, right? Held by the International Association of Athletic Federation. Therefore, the meet will be conducted in accordance with IAAF standards.
Okay.
Exiting the building after the session is in keeping with those standards. So what I'm saying here, basically, this is not a decision made by the police. This is just Carifta standards.
All right. All right.
In terms of prohibited items, that means items that you cannot take to the games. So we have glass bottles of any kind, weapons inclusive of knives and instruments that can be adapted for use as a weapon, apparatus for creating flames, any device or apparatus that may present a safety and security risk to patrons and stadium staff. Alcohol and drugs, and here we're talking about illegal substances when it comes to the drugs.
All right.
Air horns, no air horns.
All right.
Right. In terms of the parking arrangement for the public is allowed to park at the Tantin playing field, Old Trafford playing field, and the Grand Mall playing field. So persons coming from Granans and the Eastern Main Road are encouraged to utilize the Tantin and Old Trafford area, while persons coming from the west to make use of the Grand Mall area.
Okay.
All right. Any spillover in parking will be one side of the stadium ring opposite Glen Lake.
All right. So that's basically for the parking arrangements.
Arrangements for Carifta.
All right. There's no parking arrangements this time around.
Right. So the no parking areas. Melville Street from the Fish Market to Keep Left. From Keep Left to Cherry Hill, inclusive of Queen's Park Public Road. So no vehicles are allowed to park around the Queen's Park area.
Okay.
Cemetery Hill intersection with River Road to Purcell's Lumber Yard. The left side of the stadium ring towards Dabo direction. Montrush Public Road from its intersection with Stadium Ring Road to the beginning of the hill. River Road from its intersection with Cemetery Hill to Purcell's Lumber Yard.
Those are deemed as no parking.
These are the no parking areas.
All right. Any other bit of information that we need to go? Is there an emergency route? I think I'm familiar with the process, so I'm just going to actively go along. The emergency routes, of course, parking that will be permitted for dignitaries, VIPs, as they would say. Any of those arrangements are in place also?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So all emergency vehicles will travel along Cemetery Hill, Church Street, Granitong Road onto the General Hospital.
All right.
So that's only for the emergency vehicles, right? In terms of we VIPs and other dignitaries.
Well, I have certainly noticed now that the front portion of the of course the should I say the cricket stadium, as we say, I know that is now off limits in terms of access. How will we with the VIPs and so will be permitted to park?
Right. So the VIP parking will be in the area in front of the Kirani James Athletic Stadium.
Okay.
Right. Parking for media houses, caterers, and senior police officers attending the event will be in the grass area to the left of the Kirani James car park.
All right.
Right. Persons with authorized vehicle passes and the buses transporting the athletes and other officials will be allowed to park at the Wesley College grounds and gate 6 of the stadium.
Okay. Anything else in terms of the arrangement for Carifta, or that takes care of it for now?
That takes care of it for now.
All right.
I just want to add to that, just to admonish persons attending the games. Please cooperate with the police. Yes? Try to avoid confrontations with the police, because sometimes, it causes things to escalate and causes problems. So please cooperate with the police and let's have a incident-free Carifta games.
All right. So, folks, you did hear from the officers that mentioned in terms of the parking arrangements, the no parking arrangements, parking arrangement for those of you, of course, that are given special permits and so forth. You heard about that. So please head to the arrangement that's been made. Let's get into, of course, we know we're getting into the Easter season. And there's lots of safety precaution that of course, the RGPF would like to throw to, of course, and guidelines that the RGPF would like to give out to users, especially folks who will be flying kites, those who will be using the various beaches and so forth, various users of the road, the do's and don'ts. I'm sure there's lots of information you would like to share. I'm not sure who's going to take a go with that information shared in terms of the what's been done for the Easter in terms of safety.
Okay, I'm GT. I'm going to speak firstly on road safety. The Easter season, right? This Easter season, the Royal Grenada Police Force is appealing to all motorists and the road users to be cautious and always obey road safety rules and regulations. as failing to do so can lead to road fatalities, serious accident and injuries. We know that around this season, or festive seasons we should say, there is a surge in road accidents and different sort of crimes, right? So I'm going to just start here with road safety, right? Motorists must ensure that the vehicles are in a roadworthy condition before embarking on the journey. All lights and indicators, windscreen wipers, brakes, steering, exhaust system and tires should be carefully examined for faults. Ensure that your vehicles are duly licensed and insured in accordance with state regulations. Plan the route to your destination and allow enough time to get there. Be alert to changing road and weather conditions. Do not overload vehicles. Do not drive under the influence of alcohol. And GT, I just want to stress on that part. The use of alcohol. If you are a driver and you wish to consume alcohol, just allow someone who is authorized to drive and is not drinking to drive the vehicle. Please do not drive under the influence of alcohol. It doesn't matter if you say you're drinking one beer, that could impair your judgment on the road. All right? Also, adhere to the speed limit. Practice safe overtaking. Overtake when it's absolutely safe to do so. Avoid distractions while driving, especially with the cell phones. We have seen persons driving and they get a call or they're holding on to the steering wheel and trying to dial a number and with the phone in the ears. This is dangerous. Please avoid doing that. Try to recognize potentially dangerous drivers on and pedestrians alongside the road and keep clear of them. Drive defensively with a focus on safety and respect towards all road users. Be polite toward fellow road users. Keep temper and resist the temptation to retaliate.
All right, so I guess that's just some of the guidelines. I guess there's much more?
Yes, GT.
All right.
Just pedestrians are also reminded that it's important to make safe decisions while on the road. Remember that as a pedestrian, your eyes and ears are your best tools for keeping safe. I'm going to say that again. Using mobile phones, other handheld electronic devices, and headphones while walking on the street can be deadly. Avoid them at all costs.
All right. All right, those are just some of the guidelines. A question about like that. Would you see the RGPF being out in its numbers? I'm not saying the entire force, but especially for this holiday season that is coming up, various checkpoints and so forth, in terms of helping deter, for individuals who may have this guided way of misguided, I should say, ways of in terms of their behavior, driving recklessly and so forth. Would we see those things happening in terms of the RGPF being out this holiday season?
Of course, GT. Because at the moment, passing off duty has been cancelled for that reason.
All right.
Yes, so we will be out in our numbers and we'll be doing what is necessary to curb crime.
All right. We due for a break. Let's take it. We're coming right back, folks. Stay with us here. It's Classic Radio GBN TV. So the point, of course, we're talking to members of the RGPF, the Community Relations Department. We're coming right back. Stay with us, folks. Don't touch your dial.
Get ready for the most thrilling and captivating sporting event in the Caribbean, Carifta Games. Experience the electrifying atmosphere and witness the incredible talent of young athletes from across the region as they compete for glory and honor. Follow every throw, jump, and sprint on GBN television, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Action begins Saturday, March 30th, ending Easter Monday. Carifta Games 2024, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on GBN television. GBN's broadcast of CARFTA 2024 is made possible by Glen, Guardian General Insurance, Choose Enterprise, TA Marisho Community College, M&N Hardware, and Real Value IGA Supermarket.
On Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the Big Parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash in bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register before March 31st. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, here on To The Point this morning for today, Thursday, the 28th. We have, of course, members of the RGPF, the Community Relations Department. We continue with our conversation on safety. We know it's the Easter season, and safety is of importance around the summer, especially for homeowners and so forth. You're probably going to be leaving your homes and going out. Those are safety measures that you should follow. And, of course, the officers are going to speak on that in this segment. Let's welcome back the officers. Good morning to you once again. And let's continue on the conversation of safety, especially when it comes to homeowners and so forth. What are those measures you would like to, of course, tidbits you would like to throw to them as it relates to that?
Okay, so homeowners should ensure that they keep their doors and windows locked at all times. Lock up sheds, garages, and outbuildings when not in use. Sometimes we, as homeowners, tend to feel that, it's a safe neighborhood. I just reaching down the road, just pull the door behind me, and, in the space of 5 minutes, someone is monitoring, and when you come back, you may have an empty house. You never know.
So true.
So
right.
To safely store keys out of sight within house and refrain from leaving spare keys outside. Sometimes you tend to raise up the mat and say they will leave that key for John when he comes.
Because John been doing it for himself too.
Right.
So folks, everybody has an idea of that way of doing things. So you should refrain from that. All right.
Exactly, because the thieves now have become so much smarter, and more cunning than us, because they tell themselves, well, let me raise up the floor part. That's a place she might put it.
Yes.
Let me just raise up the mat, on the floor, and then there's the keys.
It's better to cut a key for everyone, every member of the house, and allow them to go with it. That's the safer way of doing it. Or if you have a trustworthy neighbor, or maybe if they're trustworthy enough, maybe you can leave it with them, especially in case of young ones wanting to get in if they may have gone out or some other reason of the sort.
Well, you have the point, because I was just about to talk about having a neighbor check on your home often when you're out, yeah?
Trustworthy one, though.
Right, trustworthy, of course. You wouldn't just go to any neighbor and say,
Yeah.
Right. Keep all tools in a safe and securely locked place. Leaving garden tools idle in the yard contributes to the occurrence of crime, and thieves can utilize them to break into houses. Ladders. People tend to leave ladders leaning on the houses, close to the windows and whatever.
Right.
Secure your ladders under your house or in your little storage area and have it locked.
All right.
The RGPF also advised persons to ensure proper maintenance of or clear overgrowth in the yard so that it does not become a hideout for criminals. Please remember to contact the police if unfamiliar vehicles or suspicious individuals are seen loitering in your neighborhood. A special plea is extended to parents, guardians, and the public in general to ensure the safety of children and the elderly.
All right.
Please do not leave them unattended and go to the shore or wherever.
All right.
Okay.
Juan Roberts, anything further you want to say on this?
Right. So Ms. Taylor here spoke on the road safety in relation to driving. However, I want to just give some tips as to when you get to your destination with a vehicle.
Okay.
Right? So ensure your vehicle's doors are locked and the windows are up fully. Park your vehicle in a safe and well-lit area. You could use secured car parks. Leave no valuables on display. So here we're talking about cash, mobile phones, tools, and any other item.
All right.
Mark your possessions. This enables police to identify owner of the items if they are stolen. Beware of your surroundings when leaving or returning to your vehicle.
All right, that's basically it. Now, anything in closing? Because we do have the members of the Coast Guard with us this morning also. They'll be coming in just shortly after you. Anything in closing you folks would like to say before we take a wrap this morning?
Yes, we just want to ensure persons on behalf of the Royal Grenada Police Force, please have a safe, happy, and blessed Easter season. Please go to church.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you once again, officers, for sharing information on the safety measures that individuals should undergo in terms of for the Carifta Games coming up, and also for the Easter season in terms of your overall safety for each other. Thank you both, and have a great holidays coming up. These holidays, both of you.
You too as well,
all right.
And thank you to the listening public.
And you're certainly welcome. Hey, folks, let's take a short break. Coming back, we do have other representatives from the RGPF this morning. We do have members from the Coast Guard coming in to speak to us. Stay with us till we do come back. When we come back, folks, stay with us.
Get ready for the most thrilling and captivating sporting event in the Caribbean, Carifta Games. Experience the electrifying atmosphere and witness the incredible talent of young athletes from across the region as they compete for glory and honor. Follow every throw, jump, and sprint on GBN television, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Action begins Saturday, March 30th, ending Easter Monday. Carifta Games 2024, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on GBN television. GBN's broadcast of Carifta 2024 is made possible by Glen, Guardian General Insurance, Choose Enterprise, TA Marisho Community College, M&N Hardware, and Real Value IGA Supermarket.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. We have, of course, representing the Coast Guard with us this morning here on the program this morning, taking over from the Community Relations Department. I'm going to let the officers, of course, introduce themselves. Who's going to kick it off for me this morning?
Good morning to the wonderful people of Grenada, Carrick, Petty Martinique. I am Corporal 360, Ken Joseph.
All right.
A pleasant good morning to Grenada, Carrick, Petty Martinique. I am Constable Nichols. attached to the Grenada Coast Guard.
All right. Officers, welcome to the program this morning. We're getting into the Easter holidays coming up, Easter season, as folks would say locally. And there's lots that folks will have to be concerned about, especially those who are planning, around this time of year. Lots of folks want to visit the beaches. Folks, go to the rivers, visit various places where they want to have themselves some fun and so forth. But safety is always a pivotal concern when it comes around for that. The option of also those who go into the various beaches and so forth who want to use small craft and all of these things, there are concerns as relates to that you folks want to speak about this morning. Let's start a conversation of this morning. Safety is always important, especially when for users of the beach.
Yes.
You go on the beach, you want to take members of your family, you want to go visit. Let's kick it off with some tips that you would say in terms of for individuals that may want to go into the beach and the safety measures that they should follow.
Beach.
Okay. For persons that are planning to go to the beach as it's a festive time, we implore on you guys to take some safety precautions.
Yeah.
Everything else is planned, maybe the music, the coolers, and the eats and the drinks. But one of the things, one of the most important things that is not adhered to most times is the safety of everyone, especially youngsters and toddlers. So what we need to do is have someone to look after them, right? While the rest of the adults are in the water, or maybe having some sporting activities. So, and then the youngsters usually just by themselves, maybe running up and down or just swimming about, maybe close to shore. But a lot can happen close to shore.
All right.
Yeah, you just take one just slight mishap, and then a toddler, you turn around, they're missing, they're bubbling in the water, and you can't find them, and that is very stressful. So we don't want no one to lose a loved one during this time, or even an accident like that happen. So please just pay attention to safety precautions. Get those floating devices that you can strap on to the kids, as well as those that they can hold on to, or even some small life jackets. Okay.
All right. How is it important? I always think that how is it important for that? Because sometimes it's something we as Caribbean people may not put a lot of attention to. Having that conversation with members of the family. Hey, we're going to the beach. I know these are the do's and don'ts. How important do you think it is, maybe from the coastal point for family members to sit around for a minute or two and have that conversation? Hey, these are the do's and don'ts when we go to the beach. How important do you think that is?
Well, I think it's very, very important because when you have these kind of discussions, you can actually thrash out things that you need to do, right?
Yeah.
And all this can be part of your planning. Now, I personally believe in everything we do in life, we should have a plan. You may want to incorporate doing weather checks to see what the sea is doing, because it don't make sense going to the beach and the waves are boisterous.
It's bad weather, you can't use it.
Exactly, you can't really enjoy your beach picnic on that. And then you can also thrash out who is supervising the children. If let's say you're going with
someone
children,
has to be in the forefront.
Someone has to take the lead.
Yeah.
Supervising and consumption of alcohol. Most times when we go to the beach, people consume alcohol. We will not advise people to go swimming. So all these things can be thrashed out during a family meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So people know what they're going to do and responsibilities of the persons who participate in this.
All right, so true. Because I just say it because sometimes we just think that we just plan it, we go on the beach, that's it. And yes, we have the food, we're gonna have that, and we have the drinks, and we're gonna have a good time. And no one takes the time to say, let's take a minute or two and talk about what we give there. X, you're gonna be in charge of the overall. Everybody, you tell me to look out. We know you in charge of. You like your drinking, so we could probably leave you at that. But still, don't encourage you to go to the water and so forth if you're gonna be drinking. I mean, that's another important aspect of going to the beach. Also, the consumption of alcohol. What kind of advice you want to throw to individuals who may be planning on do that? Because it always impair your judgment in terms of what you're doing, and especially on the beach, you feel you want to drink and have a good time, and then hey, let me just jump into the water. What kind of advice you think to individuals who are planning on, or maybe have been doing it for a while? Nothing may have happened, but you never know when times could just be different. That particular day could be a different situation for you.
Well, I would advise those who plan to drink they should avoid going in the sea and taking a swim. It's not advice, because drinking and swimming is not a good mix. Like you said before, it impairs your judgment, okay?
Yes.
You may think that you are Superman, you can swim out from here to Caribou, and that is ill-advised. You can also suffer from cramps.
Yeah.
Because you understand, your body could cramp up. And once you cramp, no matter how good you are at swimming, you will be going down, you're going to actually drown. So we would strongly advise people drinking. Yes, you can go on the beach and you can drink, but do not go and swim.
All right.
Right, you understand? Because in beach picnic, you're going to have people be drinking beers and stuff on the beach and having it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
But be mindful that once you decide you are drinking, avoid swimming.
We stress a lot on the beaches for the end of the segment. What about other recreational areas like the rivers and waterfalls and stuff like that? What kind of advice you want to throw to individuals on that?
Well, for the lakes, sorry, well, we don't bathe.
We don't use the lakes much in Grenada,
right? But we do in some of the rivers.
Yeah.
Right. Some of the rivers are mostly waterfalls.
Yeah.
You have some of the rivers that have big basins, and people bathe there from time to time. Now, I would say that if you have a medical condition, especially asthma, persons that are asthmatic, please don't leave from where you are and just go jump in that water. That's how we call it, dead water.
Yeah.
It's very cool, and your body can go into shock by just jumping straight into that water like that.
All right.
Okay. Remember, sometimes you're having fun according to where the area is. You're out in the sun, and then you jump into that water. You can get shocked.
Change of body temperature.
Exactly.
Could be, all right.
The rapid change in the temperature can bring on an asthma attack, and we have seen it a couple of times in Annadale waterfalls. We have a couple of persons drowning because of that, right? As a result of it, and then the one child was walking home from school. From school, they go straight to the falls. Remember, you're walking out in the sun.
Yeah.
Your body gone into shock, and that's it. You're drowned. And another guy, same thing, he has asthma. Go into the water. It's dead water. Rapid change in temperature. Your body go into shock.
All right.
Dead guy.
So basically, the safety measures is like similar as for for using the beach, the sea, and rivers and waterfalls and so forth.
Just another point. A few years ago, we had a double drowning at Concord.
Yes.
Was it Concord? Yeah, Concord Waterfall. And what happens at Concord Waterfall is you have the water coming down, falling into a basin, right? And then you have that tornado. Okay, that the water spins when it falls into that area. Now the guys, as far as I was told, the guys were drinking. Now one jumped into the water, he ran into problems. The other one went in behind him. But when you spin around in the water like that, when the water spins you around like that, you get disoriented. You don't know which way is up. All right, and you just continue struggling. You struggle until you get tired. You drown.
All right. So I certainly hope folks are listening, or listeners and viewers this morning are listening and follow these procedures, because they could probably save your life. Let's get into the conversation of operators of individuals are using boats. Safety measures is also important for those who are using various crafts, especially a small craft, especially on the seas when it comes around this time of the year. Folks may have those small boats wondering. Tell us some of the safety measures that they should take in terms of the gears that folks should be having on board and so forth when they want to use these small crafts, especially around this time of the year.
Yes, again, safety. Similar to what we do when we go on the beach or around any body of water. Now, it should start with planning.
Yes.
Make a weather check, right? Ensure that the seas and the weather is favorable for you to have a boating excursion, right? If the waves are boisterous or there are small craft advisories, I would strongly advise not to go on these excursions. It's for your safety and for the safety of others.
Yeah.
Okay? Once you get clearance from the weather that everything is going to be fine, you need to check the equipment and the engine on your vessel. Ensure that all these things are functioning, like your engines, you check, make sure the wires, make sure everything is functioning, right? Also, you can check the equipment like the GPS, the radios, and things of that, the compass, things of that nature, to make sure everything is functioning. Check your gears like life jackets. Ensure that you have sufficient life jackets for the amount of persons that are going to be on board your vessel. Make sure they are also in good condition, because there's no use having a life jacket and it's all torn and worn out. That makes no sense.
Yep.
Right? And they're supposed to be for size for everyone. So if you're going with children, the life jacket's supposed to fit them, and it's supposed to fit you snug, right? So make sure that all these things are on board.
All right.
Together with flares. Now there's day flares and there's night flares, right? But day flares are smoke. It's basically like smoke signal. And you have pretty colors like orange and reds and things like that, so you can be clearly seen. And the night flares, which illuminate or light up the sky.
Okay.
Right? So these are the things you have on board. First aid kits, right? Make sure someone has a little idea on how to administer first aid. You need this. Ensure you have somebody who can assist you on board the vessel, like somebody who's competent at sea as well.
Okay.
Someone who could steer the vessel should you run into difficulty.
Right.
Food and water that could supply you, let's say, for 3 to 5 days. All these things are important to make your day. Planning again would also entail letting the family members know when you are leaving, the port you are leaving, where you plan to go, when you reach your destination, and when you are leaving. So you can give persons on shore, let's say, hourly updates of what has happened. You can give them their coordinates or your location. So should anything happen to you, this will give the Coast Guard or others who will come out searching and looking for you an idea of where you are.
Okay.
So you can conduct our search patterns from there.
All right.
So these are just a few of the tips that we would advise boat operators.
How important it is for, some folks use their small craft and so for leisure time, around this time they use leisure. Is it important to make sure that these safety gears are always available, even though it's been used, the opportunity or what you're using it for, or the boat at the time is just for leisure purposes? Is it important to always make sure that those safety gears are always available on board?
Always, because nobody knows when something's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, life is so strange and so funny. And sometimes something could happen, and sometimes if you leave it behind, that is something when you need it the most, right? So always make sure that your vessel or your boat is equipped with all this stuff. It gives you a fighting chance should something happen. I mean, it's no use like you have a GPS and you leave it home.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. Or you have life jackets and you leave it home. Life jackets are to be worn while you're on deck and to be used.
Yeah,
that's the purpose that you bought it for. So make sure you have all this. You can even have what you call a checklist of the amount of the stuff that you're supposed to have in a boat, and you can always check to make sure that you have these items every time you decide to conduct a sea excursion.
All right.
Right. So
the option of overloading of small craft also. How important is it for individual not to do these things?
Well, you should not do it because remember, a vessel is designed to hold a certain amount of people. I can remember a few years ago what happened up Lavera side. The boat was overfilled with capacity, right?
Yes,
and we know what took place there.
Yeah.
Some persons lost their lives. Fortunately, some persons were saved. So we do not want a repeat of that. So if your vessel is designed to carry 5 persons, including yourself, let it carry 5 persons. Do not exceed that, because a boat is designed to carry a certain amount of weight.
All right. After we do for a break, let's take it. We come back and we discuss some more. It's To The Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. We're coming right back, folks. Stay with us here on Classic Radio. If you do have a question or two, you could like to ask officers, feel free to give us a call, 435-2041. We have approximately just about 10 more minutes left on today's program. We'll be right back. Don't touch your dial.
Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the Big Parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash and bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register before March 31st. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
Grenada, get ready for the biggest live concert event of the year, Digicel Reggae Fest. Saturday, April 6th, National Stadium. Performing in Grenada for the first time in decades, the Wild Apache Supercast.
Sometimes some of them are rally back. We are road boy, you tell me not take back the chat.
The versatile Busy Signal. hitmaker Romaine Virgo. The pure energy of Anthony B.
Nobody want to plant the can. Everybody wants to.
Live from London, Maxi Priest.
Oh, baby, baby, it's a wide world.
The strong one, Etana.
I'm not afraid. No.
With our very own Jefferson Ramirez and more. 7 amazing performers. One big stage. One night only. Saturday, April 6th, National Stadium. Get your early bird tickets now for only $120. VIP $500. Limited VVIP $800 at advertised outlets or online at gotofet.com.
Get ready for the most thrilling and captivating sporting event in the Caribbean, Carifta Games. Experience the electrifying atmosphere and witness the incredible talent of young athletes from across the region as they compete for glory and honor. Follow every throw, jump, and sprint on GBN television, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Action begins Saturday, March 30th, ending Easter Monday. Carifta Games 2024, live from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on GBN Television. GBN's broadcast of Carifta 2024 is made possible by Glen, Guardian General Insurance, Choose Enterprise, TA Marisho Community College, M&N Hardware, and Real Value IGS Supermarket.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. Welcome back, officers. Let's continue on the level of our conversation this morning in terms of, I want us to talk a wee bit in terms of, we spoke a wee bit on the small craft operator. Folks who go on the beaches and they use these, flotation devices that they rent and stuff like that. The importance of following safety measures on those levels. I want you also to speak in terms of following the direction of the lifeguards and so forth on the various beaches. How important it is to follow the guidelines or the demarcation on beaches and so forth. How important it is for individuals to follow those instructions. Don't go beyond that point and so forth. How important is that for users of beaches and other areas, especially around this time of the year?
Okay. First, let me address the issue with the lifeguards.
Yes.
Now, if I go to the beach, I would go to the lifeguard. Most I would leave my clothes, or if I have a vehicle, leave my keys with them. Now, they're not just there just to overlook or to secure maybe some of your personal item, but you can engage them, because they are there every day and they know the areas that where the current is strong or where it is moderate, right? So when you have, especially if you go there with kids, or you're probably not so much of a swimmer, but you just want to soak. So because there are some parts of, especially on Grandin's Beach, they have a little current, a little strong current that comes on ever so often. So you can engage them and find out where these areas are. Right, so make it safer for yourself.
All right.
Okay, and for the kids.
All right.
Now, as it relates to the water sport,
yes,
that occurs from the operators down there. Now, I want to implore the operators to be mindful of swimmers in the water, and for swimmers, if you please use clothing or maybe another floating device that is easily visible in the water. So if a boat is passing close by, it can actually see you in the water. We had incidents before, and persons died. Okay.
All right.
Person died, and one person was severely injured. So let us try our best to avoid situations like that. And for the kids that use the you have a floating, what you call like a little bed.
Yes.
The wind can move with that really fast if you have somebody light on it, especially. No, and the beach balls, the one that they blow up and so on. Children tend to follow that. The wind. I remember operating boat one time, and we got about 2 miles, we got a boat. We were out there doing something else, and we came across it, and that beach ball came from Grandon's beach. You understand? So, some years ago, children was left on one of the floating beds.
Yes.
That thing like that. And the current was strong, and it went out with them. The wind was heavy, and they had to get a boat to go and get the kids. All right. We don't want no reoccurrence of incidents like that. So pay close attention to the kids. Please tell them that if the ball leaves and it's going out with the wind, don't try to follow it.
Let it go and let an adult deal with it. An adult that is capable.
Right. and as an adult too, if you go after it, you keep swimming towards it, it keep going away from you because you pushing it with your weight, you keep pushing it away. You have to dive and go to the front of it because I did it one time already and it just keep going away from me. So do not follow it. Just let it go. All right. And if you, for the swimmers again, I say people come to the beach to drink. They drink, they have fun, or they play a little bit of football, cricket, whatever. After running up and down, and then you go into the water, it's highly likely that you may get cramps. Okay, so I think instead of swimming out towards the ocean, swim alongside, up and down the beaches, just up and down. So that if in the event that something that happened that you may get a cramp, people are right there, you're close to the shore, and you would avoid any serious things happening to you.
How is important it is also for especially beachgoers to know of having a basic idea of first aid just in case an incident occur, of course, while they're there. How important individuals to have an idea?
Very, very important. It's a matter of life and death. Because quick actions
could save lives.
Would save lives, especially to do CPR if it comes to that. But and just an idea as to recovering somebody from the water. If somebody is in the process of drowning, you see somebody struggling in the water, but be mindful of the fact that if you're not capable, and the water is over your shoulders or your neck, and you're trying to go, let's say it's out in the deep, you're trying to rescue that individual. You might be a good swimmer, but you don't have the skill, you don't have the know-how to rescue that individual. Because there are things that you have to do, otherwise they can pull you down. They say a drowning man grab at a straw in the water. So they will tend to grab onto you, and if they hold on to you in an awkward position, you cannot swim. You cannot use your hand and your feet to pull them towards safety. There's only one place the both of you will be going, and it's down.
All right. Is it possible you all could share some basic ideas in terms of procedures that individuals should follow, just in case they come across, there are probably some family who are thinking, hey, we're going on the beaches Easter, something may occur, not that we want it to happen. What are some basic instructions you may like to offer individuals who are listening right now, just in case someone is drowning, procedures that they could follow? Just maybe there's not a lifeguard at the appropriate point at the time. Anyone of you two could share any information on that?
Okay. I do train persons in rescuing persons from drowning.
Okay.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, if the individual is way bigger than yourself, please do not attempt it. Mm-hmm. The most you can, I think you should do is to give them raise the alarm that someone is in trouble and they need help, and if there is any floating devices around that you can actually send towards that individual, because mind you, no matter how small it may look, it can still aid in the floating of someone, regardless of their size. It may look small to you, but it might be able to hold on.
You may say it's a little ball, but he can certainly help a long way. All right.
Because basically what you want is them to keep their head above the water, so they can breathe. Once they can breathe, then you can actually speak to them and calm them. Now, if you let's say you are able to assist that individual, swim to them and assist them. They might be a little smaller in stature than yourself. You might be a strong swimmer. Let's say but when you're approaching that person, try and speak to them.
Yeah.
Try and speak to them. And instead of you bringing your whole body close to them, you may want to extend a hand, because if they grab onto your hand, then you have a next one there. You can control that hand that grabs onto you, instead of they grab onto your body itself. Okay. So, and with that now, you can turn them away from you, and then try to pull them ashore. If they have basically whatever clothing they have that might be strong enough that you can hold at the back, and you pull them, because basically what you want is the head to stay above the water.
All right.
Okay, and you can aid in pulling them ashore.
All right. I mean, that's just a basic procedure.
That's basic. That's just basic for a swimmer. All right. But please, as I said, if the individual is that needs help is bigger than you, don't try to go towards them and to pull them, because that will be very, very difficult, and you might end up in more problems. And if you go towards them with a boat, you pull them up by their back, instead of letting them face the boat, and you hold their hand and pull them up, turn them around. Because remember, it's easy to pull them from their back. They will slide up.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. We do have a caller. The caller probably wants to make a contribution. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning. I think an important thing that we need to address is alcohol on the water. People drinking too much, being intoxicated, and then they have bad judgment. They go into the water and they endanger themselves. Or we have people drinking on the seashore, and they are responsible for looking after little ones. And because they are drinking and intoxicated, they are negligent in looking after children and other people that they are supposed to be casting an eye on. So I think it's very important to speak to beachgoers, boatgoers, about drinking too much alcohol on the sea is a very bad problem. It scars your judgment, and it leads to a lot of bad judgments and accidents and drownings. So let's talk about the alcohol too on the beach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Any response to the caller? We also already strapped for time. We're about to wrap, but any response to the caller?
That's an excellent point made by the caller, and it just emphasized that people out there are conscious of these things. Alcohol, right? We like it, right?
Yeah.
Well, most people do. But, it has its place, like everything.
Time and place.
The caller said about operating vessels, drinking and then going in the water is a very dangerous thing. You see, one thing someone have to be conscious of is that when you put yourself in danger, you also put other persons in danger. Because if something happened to you, you're going to put your family in distress.
Yes.
Right? So we have to be conscious of these things. So it's an excellent point made by the caller. Couldn't put it better myself.
All right. Officer, any closing comments before we take a wrap this morning? Anything in closing that we may have missed that you may want to, of course, highlight before we take a wrap?
Okay. What I would want to highlight is some of the areas that are prone, where we had accidents previously. We're talking about the East Coast.
Yes.
The beaches on the East Coast. We know the water is normally rough around that.
This time of the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The wind is heavy around that time, and that pushes the waves and then shore. Now we have surges, and when it goes into shore, sometimes it goes back out to the same speed. So be mindful of bathing in these areas. We have a Grand Anse Beach. We have Palmas. I haven't heard some name of Palmas, but then again, the waterfalls, people tend to go to the waterfalls. Bathway area, Rivera area. Please, wherever you're having fun, please remember, engage the lifeguards. I think I would have seen lifeguards up on Bathway.
Yes.
Up at Bathway Beach as well. I haven't seen it on BBC.
Yeah.
But however, I never would have any incident. Like drowning incident around BBC area, which is a safer beach for kids because of the depth of water there.
But doesn't mean that you don't have to have some level of concern too.
Definitely, you still have to. Because any lapse in judgment, as we say, as the use of alcohol,
impairs your judgment a whole lot.
So be mindful that we have someone that is not really drinking, looking over looking over those kids, especially.
All right.
And swim along the shore and not out to the ocean.
All right. Anything in closing?
Yeah, well, I'd like to admonish boat operators, always pay attention to navigational aids like they have at sea, like the lights and stuff. Also practice safe speed in our harbors, bays and inlets. Remember, there are other vessels that could be pulling out, so it's like dinghies from yachts, so we're trying to avoid collisions. So always practice safe speed. Let's say between 3 to 5 knots, which we regard as clock speed. So I want all boat operators to be conscious of that, right? We want everyone to have a safe and wonderful season. And there are many good reasons for safety. And one just entered my head. If a person can be safe when they're living, you cannot be safe when you're dead.
All right, so true. I want to thank you, officers, once again for coming and sharing information this morning. Certainly hope our listeners and viewers, of course, listen to all the guidelines that was offered this morning and make proper use of them. You know, sometimes you get the guidelines and you don't make use of it. Yes, you understand? And the procedures that could certainly help you save your life and save the lives of others. Yes. So thanks once again, officers, and happy Easter to both of you. Certainly hope all was well for everyone.
Yeah, all right. Wonderful. And on behalf of the commanding officer and staff of the Grenada Coast Guard, we'd like to wish everyone a wonderful Easter.
All right.
An extension of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
All right. Once again, folks, thanks for all who have, of course, been with us this morning here on the program. Thank you so much for being part of To The Point. Join us again for another edition. That's where we say goodbye.